stand here again at 2012 NAMM, and I'm here with Pablo from Nord. Recently, I've been seeing everywhere Nord, a red keyboard, and I was like, what is the story behind its popularity? Why is everyone so into Nord right now as far as musicians playing live, gigging? It seems like everyone's got a Nord on the stage.
Well, there's a lot of reasons really why Nord is coming into its own as being the most popular keyboard for those types of people to play, or for any types of people to play. First, the story behind Nord is that Nord is a very small company based in Stockholm, Sweden, and these instruments here are handmade one at a time by one person. We open this instrument, you will see that man's name and the day he made that instrument inside. Yeah, it's handwritten with this ballpoint pen. It's really an inspirational story. Nord is a very small company comprised of only approximately 24 people. And I mean, we're talking accountants, secretaries, everybody put together. The actual assembly line, if you can call it an assembly line, is like 5 or 6 guys in a corner workshop building these things one at a time. The entire construction of this instrument is done in Sweden. The only things which are imported from without Sweden are the wooden ends, which come from Estonia, and the naked, unpopulated printed circuit boards, the pieces of green plastic with wires embedded in them. Those are printed in China. They're shipped to Sweden, unpopulated. All the component population is done in Sweden. And the instruments are hand-assembled one at a time, as I said, in Sweden. That's part of the reason. The build quality surpasses anything else you can buy in the market today. Another reason, well, there's just a certain mystique that goes with that. For example, before these babies leave the factory, they are treated to a day at the spa. Yeah, I know. They have a sauna in their facility, and they mount these things on large trees of multiple keyboards. They connect them via an umbilical to a computer and spit out insanely stupid amounts of MIDI data at them. Stick them in the sauna at something like 46 degrees centigrade, which I'm pretty weak on the numeric conversion, but we're talking high. Yes. And they stick them in there for a day, and they run them non-stop, like I said, feeding insane amounts of data at them to verify that they will not fail before they're removed from the sauna. Let them cool down a little bit. You know, cool them down with a towel.
Does it rust anything inside?
No. Stick them in a box and send them to wherever they're going in the world. Another reason why they're extremely popular, especially in a live performance setting, is that the major underlying aspect of Nord since they began building instruments is that every live performance parameter shall have a livicated control on the front panel. So that unlike, we won't name names, but unlike many other instruments where you get a window that's about this big, well, we have windows this big too, but in order to change any parameter in any given program, you got to enter that window, you got to hit the cursor over 9 pages, you got to hit the down arrow 3 times, find the parameter, twist that parameter. Well, maybe you want to edit another parameter, so we got to go back over here and right here. If something's a little too loud, back it off, a little too soft, back it up. There's a control for everything immediately available to you on the front panel of the instrument. Additionally, every control on the front panel of the instrument has a specific CC number assigned to it so that you can record your edits as you're recording sequences and play them back as you're playing back your sequences. And for your viewers, if you want to really get a feel for the kind of company that Nord is, I would encourage you, and I don't know if Nord will be popping, but I would encourage you to go online and Google it. Get their street address. Enter that street address into Google Maps, go to Street View, and have a look at the front of the building of Nord in Stockholm.
Now you got me curious.
Yeah, I'm not going to say any more than that. You got to go do it yourself because otherwise I'd be spoiling the surprise. But just viewing the front of the Nord building in Stockholm is inspirational in itself. Most people, when they first look at this instrument, it looks like quite a bewildering array of knobs and buttons and controls. They're like, oh my God, I could never learn that. But the secret to doing this is to break it down into its component parts. We have an organ section, and the organ section is a traditional drawbar type situation. These are draw buttons. You can pull out the drawbars in or out with that. In a true Hammond modeling type of situation, you get vibrato chorus, you got percussion, you have a Leslie simulation. If you've seen our new organ over here, and everybody in the show has been buzzing around our corner all week long for our new organ, the C2D, which has physical drawbars installed in it instead of the draw buttons with the LEDs. We have a piano section, we have a synth section, there's an external section for driving outboard gear, whether hardware or software, and there's an effects section. And actually on this instrument, we can take all those 5 different sections and multiply times 2, because you have 2 organ sections, 2 piano sections, 2 synthesizer sections, 2 effects sections, and what did I miss? 2 external sections, which can be independently enabled or disabled as to any of 1, 2, or 3 zones, which a high level of individualized control over what you do with those. For example, we have a sustain pedal hooked up to the instrument. You can be running 8 different instrument sections simultaneously, but if you're doing that, you probably don't want all 8 instrument sections to sustain simultaneously, so you can individually control which sustain, which do not. You can individually control which respond to pitch bend messages and which do not. We have, I saw you were just looking at the pedal, and the middle pedal here, we have a traditional concert piano function where you can latch. In other words, you play a chord, you hit the pedal, you can let go of the chord, the chord is sustained, and now you can play on top of it without your additional notes sustaining. Or you can do the opposite. It's a keyboard gate function. It's very useful in a number of settings. For example, if you have an acoustic piano and you want to layer string pads behind it, if you put your string pads on the keyboard gate, you control with the central pedal. If you want to play piano alone, hit the pedal, the strings drop out. Let go of the pedal, the strings are back again. Another useful example is like if you're playing bass, often you want to play a little guitar pick a couple octaves up from the bass to double the line, but you probably don't want to do that on every single bass note through the whole song. Put the guitar on the gate, and you can mix the guitar picks in and out on the fly with the middle pedal. The degree of control on this instrument is quite amazing, and honestly, if we want to shut down for a minute and I can fire this puppy up, I can show you something on the instrument that'll blow your camera away.
That sounds great. Let's go to a demo.
Coming up, we go deep into the really cool features of the Nord Stage 2. That's next on Part 2.